Instagram. And if you really want to see the live, I'm actually on paulsing.live, which is basically going to take you over to YouTube, where I'm doing a corporate rebrand, and I'm taking you behind the scenes of what it takes to do a complex rebrand program, which includes the research part, includes all the different phases. And so if you're interested, just go to paulsing.live, and that's where you can watch what's going on. And because you really can't stream on Instagram or TikTok the feed of the widescreen feed, so I just have this on just for fun. Request it to be in your live video. View request. So we've already got, I think, Anna, you should be able to join. I've already given you request over, and this is on Instagram, by the way. So the program is just about getting started. I'm going to be taking you folks behind the scenes on a corporate rebrand. Hello, Lena, Alex, Nana, Dawn. I see a whole bunch of people here. And so I'm going to be going behind the scenes on a corporate rebrand on paulsing.live. That's where all the action is. That is where all the fun's going to be. Okay, so actually this is, I've got episode 4 written here. I got to fix that. It's actually episode 4 in the series. And today we're going to be continuing the work on competitive landscape. But basically, in a nutshell, what is the show all about? The show the intention behind the show is to kind of look at design and its process when it comes to doing something complex like a corporate rebrand, and what kind of work goes on behind the scenes even before you start thinking visual design. And so the series is called DesignOver, and I am doing a live on paulsing.live, and that is where you're going to find a completely different live going on, where I'm taking you behind the scenes. Okay, so let's actually jump right into it. We've got a lot of ground to cover. I'm not going to be very engaged over on TikTok or Instagram. I'm going to focus more on the live that I'm doing over on YouTube, Behance, LinkedIn, and YouTube, LinkedIn, Behance, and Facebook. The Instagram and TikTok are just in case you want to say hello or have a question. Okay, so let's get into it. And where are we right today? So the first thing is, what have we covered so far? These are basically the different phases. And if I go ahead and just cover some of the basics. So we have in the previous episodes, episode 2 and 3, covered things like just looking at, the business that we're rebranding. It's called Data. They're a publicly traded business. By the way, feel free to share this live or go directly to paulsing.live, where all the action is. And so we've covered, we've had an initial look at Data. That's the business that we're rebranding. We've looked at their annual reports. We've looked at content from the CEO. We've looked at some from a strategy perspective, what they're trying to do. And then in episode 3, we covered some elements of the competitive landscape, looking at some of the broad categories first. Then we try to find some direct competition. And then after that, we also looked at some ancillary channels. And today I'm going to do a little bit more on the competitive landscape side of things. And we might also do a little bit of benchmarking and cross category. Now, these efforts usually take a lot more time and effort. And you're going to get to see basically how the sausage is made. So here we go. I'm going to basically switch gears here a little bit. And I am going to jump into my desktop here. All right. Let's do this. Okay. I'm going to just switch gears here. And I'll just leave this here. I'm going to go back to this screen here. So this is basically some of that initial footprint that I covered in the initial live. And today we're going to look at some other competition. Okay, so what I'm going to look for is, and if you've not been following along, and if you have no idea what is going on, if you go to paulsing.live, you will see the previous episodes, and you can go back and do a deeper dive into all the stuff that we've already done and covered, and or you could just watch today. Okay, so here we go. So I'm going to look at digital asset management, sales, SaaS solutions. I know a whole bunch of companies that do this. Let's get into it. Digital asset management. Actually, hold on. So I can give people some context who are just joining in live for just today, and they have no context as to what's going on. Let's see here. The company that we're trying to rebrand, actually, let me just pull up their website also, datacm.com. If you do want to chat with me, and wave. Okay. And I wonder if there's, okay, I don't know how TikTok works. This is probably my first live on TikTok. Also on Instagram here, but oh, this is interesting. This is so cool. Literally, it looks like Data has updated their website. I guess they've updated their their homepage, as we were also sort of going through the redesign process. Again, I would say they're still making your market. Yeah, so I think they've done like a slight refresh on the page, some of the tabs. They are investing that time and to do some of these efforts. That's good to see. I like it. Workflow management, digital asset management, personalized video. Okay, this is much better in the way it's being communicated, which is interesting that as we started this rebrand process, that they're also, redoing some of their design as well. So they definitely are aware of these things, which is great. So, great minds think alike. This is fantastic. I love it. Okay, hold on. So where do we have? Yeah. So let's see what they've kind of updated. So based on, because I do have a screenshot of what the website literally looked like. Wait a second here. Just need to get mouse over here. Okay. And move that. Okay, perfect. So this is sort of what the website looked like just literally a few days ago. And it looks like they've gone ahead and done a bit of a refresh of the homepage. And I'm looking for print communications management, DCM, digital marketing. So they are trying to update, and then decades of experience serving your industry. Okay, great. I think this is obviously cleaner than before, but there's huge potential and room for improvement in what could be done. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just pull up Chrome here, And let's open up their site, datacm.com. Okay. And I'm actually going to continue all over the rest in Chrome. I'll have a whole bunch of tabs open. Okay, let's see here. So what I'm going to do is do a screenshot of the entire website and then put that side by side with the screenshot from the past, which is right here. Let's do that. Let's move this aside. And interesting. Very cool. So the redesign that I was working on, the company has internally also updated their homepage, which is kind of cool. Okay, so I have the screenshot. So what I'm going to do is just switch over here for just a quick hot second while I save these files. Okay, DesignOver, screenshot, got it. PDF, don't need it. Okay, I guess I can download the PDF too. They probably did. I'm guessing they watched the DesignOver, but they can't get as far as I would be able to take them. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, DesignOver, and then I'm going to copy this. And then let's lay out the image that I just downloaded here, import. I'm just going to take you back to the desktop in just a hot second. Where did it go? There it is. There it is. Okay. Let's see here. It's definitely, at least just from a very basic UI level, it looks significantly better. But here, let's just do a quick comparison side by side of what it did look like and where it is today. I think this will be a fun activity to do. Okay. Let me just center align all this first. Okay, wait, let me switch gears here. Let's just center align all this. And then, yeah, there we go. So I can actually see a whole bunch of changes that have been made. By the way, for all the people on TikTok, if you want to see what I'm actually working on, you can go head over to paulsing.live. And that's basically going to take you to YouTube, where I'm actually streaming behind the scenes of a corporate rebrand. And okay. So actually, one more thing I'm going to do here is move myself over to this side. I know how much you guys want to see my face, but I think I'm going to move it to the side for the sake of the stream. And let's keep going. Okay. Just have to be careful. Yeah. Sometimes what happens is when you're live streaming, it's always nice to have somebody else oversee and make sure that all the audio and everything is going through, because sometimes I can just accidentally pause something. Okay. So, yeah. So here's what they have gone ahead and done. Let's inspect the differences. So right away, we can see that marker. Let's grab this. We can see that, the above the fold, if we just focus on this, there's a significant difference in how the information is laid out. Again, this is not what I did. This is something that they've done internally themselves. Obviously, I would still not, it's still way better than what it was before. But again, this is just making slight cosmetic changes. It's not really changing from a communication perspective. You're still saying the same line. So it's a nice, visual refresh, but the line at the top, or even the image of the girl at the top, is still the same. And sure, okay. So I'm gonna just erase all this step. Let's keep looking. And then they still have that, above the fold the list of logos just like before. Actually, hold on. Let me take a different color here so it can really jump out. And I think the copy is pretty much the same. Well, hold on. So it says, make your marketing and communication workflows better. We make it simple. Okay. Marketing solutions that add value and reduce complexity, simplify complex marketing campaigns and business communication with targeted digital solutions. And commercial print, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So it's kind of just repeating the thread from the top. We didn't have that before. Before there had like a serving which industry section, adding value. I think it's basically this copy that's kind of moved up here. Okay, cool. And then you still have the same guy from the past. Make your business smarter. I'm looking for print communications and management, DCM digital marketing. Not really helpful tabs at all, actually. And then let's keep going. Decades of experience serving your industry. Okay, so what they've done is they've moved this section over here. I take a different color, this section entirely, and moved it down here. Okay. Decades of experience serving your industry, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And then corporate responsibility. Okay. They still had that at the bottom here, all this stuff down here. And then solving problems, share insight, driving success, simplifying the customer communication. Okay. There's still it's, one could argue that from a visual design perspective, it's better than before. Sure. Okay, cool. But from a communication perspective and from some of the examples that we saw on the previous lives, not much has moved in terms of the needle hasn't moved much. So great. That means more opportunity for someone like me or us, I know that some of you like giving feedback and it's always really helpful. So yeah, I think we can definitely do a much better job than even this, by the way. And one of the reasons why, somebody external looking at something is better because you can't read your own label. That's why sometimes an external advisor or somebody looking at your situation who's not up to the nose into the solution and all that stuff can be helpful. Also, you're not trying to impress a boss. You can say stuff that sometimes you can't say, when you're on the internal side of things. Okay. Hello, Navar, CJ, Alex, Mr. Happy Boy, Abby, Go Girl, and a whole bunch of other people on TikTok. Hey Sanj and Gurmohan on Instagram. Okay. So let's keep going. So basically, they have made a bit of a refresh. I'm curious if they've done any other changes on some of the internal pages, or this is just the home page that they've updated. So let's take a look. And then what? Interesting. So there is a bit of a slight cosmetic lift on the home page. What does marketing mean? Find the spacing of this to be a little bit odd and a weird drop shadow. Okay. Direct mail principle. Okay. Again, all of this could be dramatically improved. But hey, great and also they updated the navigation at the top. This is insane. I never thought that a case study that I'm going to kick off with, they're going to be doing some of their own, releasing some of their own cosmetic changes as we do this process live. But hey, it's great. Okay, workflow management. What do they have? So they've updated some of the internal pages as well. Let's take a look here. They look much better than where it was at before, but Workflow management, more efficient, more marketing. Yeah. It's better than before, but I would change the but from a communication perspective, I would totally want to do this a completely different way. But hats off to them to get it to this point, which is great and nice to see. Okay, so yeah, just repeating again, for the people on TikTok and Instagram Live, if you want to see what's actually happening, you can go over to paulsing.live, where we are doing a behind the scenes into a corporate rebrand. Okay, so that page is basically one. What else do they have? Workflow management, digital asset management. I see. Assemble the scale system. Interesting. More tech integration, smart AI. Oh, so they are now talking about smart AI as well. Azure smart AI tagging automatically suggests labels for images. Okay, cool. Okay. So I love this. What a lovely treat and surprise to see that they did a bit of a cosmetic lift on their site. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Location specific marketing. Yeah, so most of this content here, what I've noticed across the board, across all these different tabs, right from if I go into workflow management, digital asset management, personalized video, or the digital signage page that we're on now. Let me just close this tab here for a quick hot second. So all of this copy, if we look at the orientation, it's all solution focused versus being problem aware. So, if you have like a marketer, a leader, who's potentially struggling with some sort of a marketing automation problem or whatever, how do you create relatability right away? How do you get them? How do you make it about them? How do you engage them? So that's all missing right now, because this is all speaking to the solution versus speaking to the person who is potentially in a shopping/buying mode. By the way, those two modes are completely different. But yeah. So contact. Okay. Yeah, again, a lot of this is just solution focused versus problem aware content. And then what do we have in print communication, direct print service? Okay. And then marketing, creative services, direct. Okay, I should update the music here. Yeah, ASMR music kind of confuses me when I'm on a live. Oh shit, that's healing white noise. Okay, this is really nice music. Stick with that one. Okay. So what do I have here? Now, okay, another interesting observation here. Now, one of the things that they did not have before, which they have done, which is something that I would have sort of recommended, is under solutions. Now they have, for example, what is DCM digital, right? And then print communications management, marketing. I would change the headings altogether. And look at it from the lens of the buyer. All of this communication architecture currently on this new facelift reflects speaking in a way which is from the solution side of things versus from a problem aware of how somebody's going to actually apply all of this in their company. So I would want to reorient the conversation totally. But hey, you know what? This is a really great start for them. What else do they have in here? Financial, retail. Okay, let's see what they updated here. I guess I was going to do competitive landscape, but plot twist, didn't expect that that they would have uploaded a cosmetic lift on their website. Okay. So if you want to see what's actually happening, you can head over to paulsing.live, which will take you to the YouTube channel where I'm taking you behind the scenes into a corporate rebrand. Okay. And okay, so let's, for example, you know, they've outlined the industries here as well. And then even our industries overview kind of speaks to, it's like a same page speaking to the same information. But let's say, you know, I was curious about financial services. Let me see what's happening in here. Yeah, again, this is speaking more to the solution versus the problem, but let's keep reading. With roughly, so this is actually a good line to kind of speak to being more, a little bit more problem aware, but it's kind of sitting all the way down here. So, you know, helping financial institutions meet changing consumer expectations. Again, I would probably want to reorient the whole copy, but this is probably the best line that I've seen so far, is like with, because if I'm, again, somebody in a financial institution looking for some sort of a damn digital asset management product or tool, and I landed on this site and I was just doing my due diligence, my research, I was in shopping mode. How am I communicating to that stakeholder? That's basically what I'm getting at here. And so empower frontline teams while protecting branding and compliance. From branch marketing, which shows personalized collateral for investment and advisors. Realign your retail network. So this is actually much better, I would say, but we could further refine this, make this even more relatable, personable. And what we would want to try and do is, when a potential stakeholder who's going to buy some of these solutions, when they read this, they should feel like they've been heard and understood, that, yeah, we understand your problem, versus speaking to the solution. So that's kind of where I'd want to get it to, get the peace of mind that comes from deep financial. Okay. So there's some good stuff, definitely some good points here, but again, I would want to completely change the orientation of all of this communication architecture to be more problem aware, and have the person reading the text feel understood and, oh, hey, these guys totally get my problem. Okay, and then let's keep going. Marketing, creative services. What do they have under creative services? Let's take a look. I know now, I also know that for a fact that they've acquired a whole bunch of companies as they've been shifting away from print only to being this all encompassing digital asset management, marketing automation, all that kind of stuff. And if you're more curious about that, we covered all of those elements in episode 3. Again, you can find them on paulsing.live. Okay, so concept design copy. So basically this is just, I'm guessing, I don't know if they end up charging separately for these services, or if they're just baked into the cost of whatever production work and all that stuff, like what kind of value add, and from a pricing perspective, if creative services, because I don't think that's like their USP at all. I think that's just like a value add as part of maybe like a wraparound services that would come. But let's keep going. So yeah, so they have updated quite a bit actually. This is surprising. And let's go to the leadership page. Let's see if there's any changes there. Okay, it's still pretty much the same as before. Okay. And then board of directors. Has that changed at all? Let's see. Let's take a look. Hello, Maya, Ali, Fayad, Roach, Matt. And yeah, so I'm working on a corporate rebrand, taking you behind the scenes on how to approach a super complex publicly traded company, and what to look for, where to look, how to gather insights, how to put it all together, and then approach visual design. Okay, so this looks pretty much the same. The board of directors and all that stuff, management team. I think that's the page that we were looking at before. Yep. Okay, cool. Got it. Love it. And then what do they have under? I'm also going to check. So this is the investor basically page. Why invest in analyst coverage, videos, infographics and presentations. Just gonna go quickly back there. Is there something new here at all? DCM's new strategic direction, open PDF file. I think we had a look at this, but again, I'm just making sure I'm covering all my bases because of some of the changes that they've done on their site. Okay. Yeah, I think we did have a look at all of this. So what I'm going to do is, let's just open this in desktop. And what I'm going to do is actually export this file, export. And I'm going to just quickly switch gears here just for a quick hot second. So actually, wait, I can go to this mode. And let's, I'm just gonna make some file changes here. Hold on a second. Okay, whoops. And export as images, JPEG. Yep, JPEG of this PDF. And I'm just making some changes, and then I'll take you guys through this strategy new direction document. Okay, so hang tight. Dots pulsing. Oops, that's not the one. Okay, save, and let's go here. Oh shit. Yikes. 2. I have like 50 devices connected at the same time, and my mouse keeps jumping from one device to the next. Hopefully I'm not turning off shit. That audio is going through. Oh, Nikolai. Hello. It's been a hot minute. I haven't seen you around in a long time. Okay, so by the way, the TikTok and Instagram feed are not going into my main live. these are just sort of on their own, just because TikTok and Instagram makes it really hard to multi-stream with other places as well. So Tina the architect, hello. Roach, hello. Rash Khan, Mr. Khan official. Maya, hello. Hello, Tina the architect. So I'm doing a invite designer mom to join the live as a guest. Tina, what I'm doing is I'm doing a corporate rebrand on paulsing.live, which will basically take you to the YouTube page, TikTok, and Instagram. It's hard to stream what I'm doing on YouTube over to TikTok and Instagram. So if you want to get behind the scenes of a corporate rebrand, join me on paulsing.live. Okay, Paul import. I'm not gonna jump into this slide here. There it is. Found it. Okay, cool. So this is all, okay, I can actually switch gears here. So this is actually basically all their strategy stuff. You know, before you jump into design and communication and start making a whole bunch of recommendations, the first thing to do is do the frickin' research, which, you know, I'm just surprised that so many people just don't do, but that's the first step, just the research. So what we've actually gone ahead and done is, if I run this scene here, is, you know, in episode 2 of DesignOver, we went over some of the materials and websites and annual reports and videos by the CEO of Data CM, which is a publicly traded company. And then in episode 3, we looked at some of the competitive landscape. And today's goal was to actually do some benchmarking and cross-category. But what happened is that Data just released, the company just released a design lift on their website. So here we are, plot twist. And we've just, in the first half of the stream, had a look at their website, some of the changes that they've made. And now I also found another document that I think might be helpful, which I should have done in the previous one. But again, I think this might be helpful for just getting a better understanding from a business strategy perspective. What is this business trying to do? Now, disclaimer, I have worked at this company before. Hello, Bits. I don't know how to pronounce that name. And Arthur Fleck. Dude, that looks really cool in how you've spelled out your name using those tiles. That looks really cool. And so the DCM, our strengths, our strategy. What makes us strong? Okay. So this is a bit of a flex on, no pun intended, print. So of course, DCM has data communications management, has a lot of relationships from all the print work that they've done, and a proven track record. But now they are shifting gears, and I think it speaks to digital proficiency. I think that's the last point here. This is kind of what they're focusing on now. Right sizing, reducing costs, strong client relationships. Okay, this is all great. And this is the part that they're really highlighting even on their website now, being that, or going from a business of just print, which is kind of dying its own death, is moving into the future where the business is. Mr. Aman, welcome to the live. And Pokedon and Rudy Boy. Yeah, so basically I'm on YouTube doing a live, doing a corporate rebrand, taking you behind the scenes of the work and effort it takes to approach a logo design. I'm just kidding, not logo design, but a full-fledged design refresh. Okay, so that's what they're kind of focusing on strategically. And so they probably want to go into their existing relationships and say, hey, yeah, remember, we did all this work with you over the last couple of years. By the way, we have these new capabilities, and try to upsell their existing clients in addition to getting new clients. So that's probably one of the plays that they have. And then, yeah, literally our strategy from print to digital. Boom. That's literally what I just said. And then print on demand. So we've already been doing this. We'll continue to do that for you. And then there's also this DCM Flex. I think there's another integrated example that they have. Let me just, put this aside for a second. And if I move away from this, whoops, is okay, just keeping up with the Joneses on TikTok here and Instagram. Dude, Aman, thank you for the lovely comments. Thank you so much. Yeah, so first thing is understanding sort of the background, which I am doing right now. Ooh, okay. So DCM Flex. So now actually, from a solution architecture perspective, if I sort of zoom out here for a quick hot second, now they have a couple of things going on in parallel. So let me put this side by side here. Yeah. So let's zoom into this and take a look. Oh, one more zoom out. So there's this whole solution architecture solution, or a portfolio of solutions that they have. And which is basically this, which now they've also updated on their website. So if I go back here and I go back to this page, actually, wait, I need to go back one more. If I go back to, okay. So if I go back to their site, now under solutions, if that does open, they have updated all of this, which we can see on this internal slide deck. It just reflects, and I like the fact that they're using like normal language words to communicate some of these ideas. Workflow management, digital access management, personal. I would still want to even further simplify these, but it's off to a good start. And then they have the overarching strategy from print to digital, tapping into their existing customer database. And then this is where this whole assemble piece sits. I think assemble is probably like, I'm guessing, it's probably going to sit at the heart of their new solution set. I'm guessing, I'm making a wild assumption. And then they're saying, okay, active clients, daily users per year. Okay, yeah. And then, yeah, digital innovation, client expansion, talent, accelerate digital expertise. Yeah, exactly. And then MarTech basically means marketing tech. And then, okay, global expansion. US cannabis market. Interesting. And okay, cool. So that's basically from a strategic perspective what they're trying to do, which is great. And this is basically one of the slides that the CEO did a bit of a voiceover on, and I can just do a quick refresh for people watching. That, initially they were playing in the print business. That's the total accessible market, and now they want to get into the marketing advertising services, but again, into automations and just really being that back end support. Now there's a whole bunch of opportunity here, and then wow, so I guess today's live or the first 45 minutes have been consumed in just looking at all the new stuff that they just put out. I was actually had a different plan in mind, but that's all okay. And let's go back here. Okay. So, let's go back here to the site again. Just want to make sure that we've covered off all our bases here. And just move this over a little bit. Okay. I wonder if they have... You know what would be really cool to see, which they don't have at the moment, but let's just double check here for a second, is... Let's see if they have that in some other example here. Industries, let's see, hospitality. Hotel, okay. Work with hotels, and yeah. I'm not seeing this at all with their... Yeah, okay. And let's see here for a quick hot second at the bottom. Sitemap. Let me just double check here. Hello, Jennifer, William, Orion. I'm not sure if I pronounced that correct. And yeah, okay. For all the new people that have joined TikTok and Instagram, I am over on paulsing.live, which is basically my YouTube channel where we're doing a behind the scenes of a corporate rebrand and showing you what kind of chaos and mess happens behind the scenes. Okay, so they don't have... Yeah, I don't see it anywhere. Okay. All right, I guess I'm gonna switch gears now. So this, I think it was fun to look at some of the new stuff that they've done, which is great. They're making... So this is basically speaks to this, you know, if you think about sales for a second, this piece basically speaks to, you know, the client is getting the job done. They're getting, you know, they're closing clients. They're, you know, they're getting the job done without you. And the problem that you're going to solve, how critical is it to them? Is it life ending, or it's a nice to have? So this just basically proves that point that, hey, look, we're getting the job done. Okay. Also, by the way, I think I want to, let's just read one of these and solving problems for customers. Let's just see what they have to say here. Okay. What? This didn't open an article. Okay, read the article. In partner. Okay, so it's a sponsored article in insurancebusinessmag.com. I'm guessing that's where they think that they have some... I'm assuming that's where some of their customers are, and that's where they've done this. They call this, there was a word that advertising people use for paid editorial advertorial, but I think there was another sort of sneaky word that people were using to describe. If anybody on TikTok or Instagram Live know what that word is. For paid articles, they're called advertorials, but there was another sneaky word that the industry was using. If anybody knows, drop it into the comments. Okay. Okay, what is the article saying? Because this article was most likely written by Data and then delivered to Insurance Business Mag, and then they probably made some very light changes and just published it as it is, or just published it as it is because it is a paid article. But let's just read what they've written. And this will help sort of understand how they're thinking about being problem aware and some of those elements. Lady T. Okay, so here we go. DCM Flex is used by some of Canada's largest and best known FI providers, insurance. So they're probably looking at, if I go back into this solutions page here, industries page. So they're probably targeting financial institutions, right? So that's why they've plugged an article there. And where did it go? Oh God, where did my article go? Oh, I just lost the article. I think it was, there it is. Is used by some of Canada's largest and best known FI providers in the insurance business to streamline the creation and personalization of customer communications across traditional and digital channels at scale. Okay. Let's keep reading. As customer communications expand to include additional digital channels and content, they become increasingly difficult to manage in the insurance market as more consumers demand a personalized approach. Companies often struggle to balance personalizing content with keeping it on brand and compliant. DCM Flex enables companies to strike that balance. Content personalization for end users, brokers, and advisors, and controlled branding and compliance at the corporate level as a cloud-based platform used by some of Canada's biggest organizations. So now, one thing I would have loved to add to this article is speak to how are customers currently solving that problem, and that makes it more relatable. And when, let's say, a potential customer is reading this article, be like, oh shit, damn, they know me. It's like they're a fly on the wall. They know my problem. They know this is how I'm currently solving this problem. So that's something that could have been added to the article and made it a little bit more conversational and organic, but let's keep reading. Okay, enables companies to strike that balance, content for end users, brokers, and advisors, and controlling branding. So now basically what they're saying here is that, if you have, let's say, an insurance company and you go and get insurance, you want to get insurance. So you might go through a broker. And if you do go through a broker, you'll have a separate login on the site itself as well. Now, there's a whole bunch of different workflows that happen when you're getting insurance directly from the website of whatever company, or you're going through a broker. And so there's all these different touch points. So how do you manage all those different touch points across both, brokers and advisors? There's a whole bunch of print, digital, email follow-up, blah, 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 blah. So that's kind of what they're touching on. I know this firsthand because I've sort of gone through that experience myself, so I can sort of speak to it. Okay. And just making sure here. Okay, that looks good. And okay. And so what else are they saying? As a cloud-based platform used by some of Canada's biggest organizations, DCM Flex has proven itself a tremendous enabler in meeting the ever-increasing need for customer communication management at scale. The marketing trifecta: content creation, workflow integration. While customer communication management support a wide range of functions, DCM. So now probably said the word DCM Flex like 50 times in this article. It's a bit of a hard sell. I wouldn't write it this way, but hey. While customer communication management solutions support a wide range of functions, DCM Flex really shines in 3 core areas, says Steve Livingston, Senior Vice President, Digital Solutions, DCM. Now, instead of using a quote from the company itself, what would have been much better is using a quote from a customer who's using this, because they're going to say it in a completely different language. They're not going to speak in all of this corporate lingo, right? They're going to be like, I no longer feel frustrated. The way my teams and I work is so easy. So they're going to speak in a more grade 8 language versus what we're seeing here in this corporate speak. But hey, this works too, I guess, maybe. I don't know. Okay. The first is the ability to easily create and personalize content, crucial to just about every broker and advisor out there today. The second is enabling workflows, automating and accelerating routine processes. Third, DCM Flex. Again, how many times we're going to... Okay. Scale system integration. It connects with CRM, marketing, and Salesforce, SAP, Hootsuite, and many others. With over 450 clients now using DCM Flex, the solution is highly scalable. It can support anywhere from a small core team to thousands. Yeah, this could have all come from a customer's mouth, a testimonial, just covering all these, and it would have been way more believable. So you basically baked in a qual, a testimonial, but also, in a very strategic way, presented your solutions. Let's keep reading. Let's keep going deeper into the rabbit hole. That is. Okay. Whoops. Okay. Looks like my iPad. So this is funny that I'm actually using, whoops, not that one. I'm using Logitech keyboard and mouse, and my iPad, my Mac Mini, and my laptop are all connected, and it just automatically jumps between devices, and sometimes I don't realize where my mouse is. Especially when you're on your live. Hello, Mr. Brandon and Superfluous and Nina. So for all the people joining, I am doing a live on paulsing.live, which is YouTube, and we're doing a behind the scenes of a corporate rebrand. Okay. With over 450, the solution is highly scalable, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Moreover, it has evolved through client feedback and collaboration. So this, imagine if a client said this, that, hey, Data worked closely with us to develop a bespoke solution for us. That would have sounded so much better than saying, the client, it has evolved through client feedback and collaboration, right? Again, it's just very subtle, but these are like the kind of things that I would want to do if I wanted to make it more buyer centric versus seller focused and seller centric. Okay, so let's keep going. Strong term relationships allowed us to work directly with our clients to evolve and blah, 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 blah. Okay, all at the same time, he adds, we constantly looking to innovate. Yeah, we all, it's so natural to think that, a quote from a CEO or some senior leadership. No, nobody cares. People care about what they're doing, what problem they need to solve, and how how are they solving that problem? How can we show up in a way that's relatable to them? Yeah, and also, by the way, even if we did want to do something like this, insurers can no longer rely on traditional channels. Instead of having this being a quote come from an internal person, I would go to like a McKinsey report or some Accenture or some version of that and pull some data from there. Use a quote from a McKinsey report, and that would actually even make it better, right? So how would you make this even advertorial much better than where it is at today? Again, just speaking to communication and thinking from a buyer's journey perspective and meeting the buyer where they are in their journey, right? Okay. I know that this stream, we went totally off topic because I wanted to cover competitive landscape, but with all the new changes, I did not want to miss the opportunity to cover all that today, which we did, which was a lot of fun. By the way, for all the people that are, watching me on YouTube, Behance, LinkedIn, Facebook. I keep looking here because I have both my phones here, and I have Instagram and TikTok running live here. That's what's going on. TikTok, Instagram here, YouTube over here. Okay, back to this. Actually, wait, hold on. Let's jump into this for a quick hot second. So the goal really today was to cover some of this stuff. Wait, let me use this to cover some of this. But because it, as part of our discovery process, Data just released version 2.1 of their website, we just ended up spending today's or investing time today in looking at some of the changes they've made. And then I also took sort of that opportunity to go a little bit deeper into some of the other elements that they have, not only on their website, but then we also just sort of looked at one of their paid advertorials that they've done in a business magazine where they might, insurance business, that's the magazine, where they might have some of their customers. So it's a good way to sort of get in front of your customer by doing an article. I already gave my feedback on how that article could be improved. But hey, they could they could very well say that, hey, that article is converting like no tomorrow. It's doing a fantastic job. And that's totally fine too. Hey, these are just opinions. And then also, yeah. And so I guess what we'll do is we'll continue the live again tomorrow, but tomorrow we'll cover some of the benchmarks, cross category, and do a little bit of the competitive landscape. And basically what we're going to do today, we're going to do tomorrow on the live on episode 5 of DesignOver. And for today, I'm going to call it a day. I'll see you tomorrow.